Okay, great. So thank you all for joining me this morning. Whether you're watching this, live or on something else, I'm not really sure what's going on at this point. So we're, you know, as I said, I apologize for the delays. We are having technical issues, and that is causing all sorts of fun stuff on my end. So apologize for all the lateness and inconvenience and everything else. You may be watching this in our Facebook group, on our page, a replay on YouTube. So a couple of things we want to actually get started. Um, First of all, I want to announce that we did launch a new digital store. Here it is. All right, we are offering different kits, and I'm adding a whole bunch of more stuff over the next few days onto here. Um, Quality assurance. We're adding two versions of a starter business development kit and a managed business development management kit. We are going to be adding on forms such as kits to sign clients, kits to, like hiring paperwork, things of that nature. We're putting it all up there over the next few days, and I just wanted to share this with you guys. Now, there's a few coupons left. I'm for the first 50 people that make a purchase, you can take an additional 10% off if you use the coupon code FIRST50. All right, that's beyond what's already listed on here. The next thing I want to actually bring up is for example, let's use the live-in services kit here, just because. So live-in services, if you wanted to implement them onto you as part of your service offering, it's a fantastic service that allows you to create predictable revenue. Did another video on that. You can feel free to look for it. Either listen to the replay on the podcast or look for it on YouTube or in a number of other social media platforms, wherever they may be. But one I do want to talk about and highlight on this is here. All right. So if you, number one, it's already on sale at 25% off the list price. And again, you can take an additional 10% off. But if you are looking to get more manageable payments, we've partnered up with Sezzle. So this way you can make 4 payments of $186.94 instead of paying the $747 right off. All right, this sale on the 25% off is going to go on. It's my end of year. Thank you to everybody for supporting the channel and for supporting the Facebook group. All right, so now that we've gotten all of this out of the way, I want to make a couple of announcements. Number one, in the Facebook group, okay, if you are a part, if not, I'm going to include links somewhere. The Facebook group is actually called Private Pay Senior Care Business Growth, for those who may be interested. But number one, I want to talk about here. I posted a survey into the group the other day that, considering bringing back the live Q&A. I used to do a live Q&A every Wednesday, and I stopped doing it because of time constraints. But because I've moved a lot of stuff onto a digital format to make it more accessible for everyone, and so I can reduce the pricing and everything on the stuff that I'm doing, I'm going to start doing the live Q&As again. I will be posting a link to a submission form for people that are interested. The way this works is I send you a Zoom link, you come on, we go live, and I answer some questions about your business. Depending on how much of a response I get, I will do one, possibly two people, and occasionally I'll bring on guest experts, depending on what the questions will be, so that we can provide even more in-depth assistance. All right, these sessions are about 30 minutes. We're really only answering one or two questions, and that's really how we work with this. All right, it's in order to help you, it's my way to help you guys get some free consulting for your senior care agencies, and help you grow and prosper. This is because that's what this whole thing is about. The next thing that I want to talk about is this morning's question in the Facebook group. All right, so basically I asked, are you a competitive brand or are you a premium brand? Okay, so first, let's talk about what the difference is between the two. All right, so number one, a competitive brand is the brand that looks like everyone else. Like, for example, if you have if you have a situation where you're let's say you've got 40-50 agencies in competing against you, and the lowest price agency is about $25 an hour and the highest price agency is about $28 an hour, you're going to price yourself somewhere around 26. Okay, because this way you're not the cheapest, you're not the most expensive, you're somewhere in the middle, and you are directly competing. Now, there is another method for this that I'm just not going to get into right now in a lot of detail, and that's being a discounter. So that means that you're going to sit there, and if the lowest price is 25, you're going to come in at 23 or 24, even if it means narrow margins for you, simply because you're interested in getting more business and getting ahead of the game. Long term, that's a terrible strategy. I do think it'll garner you a lot of clients in the beginning, but what tends to happen with discounters is you have to sacrifice your service, or eventually you're going to have to increase your pricing. Because the way margins work in this industry, you essentially have to be able to maintain about a 40 to 50% margin if you want to survive, gross margin, if you want to survive long term. And if you're undercutting everybody, your gross margins can dip down as low as 20-25%. I've seen people do that, and that's not okay. So what do you do? How do you remedy this? Well, one of the things that I'm a big believer in is, being premium. So why is this important? What is this? Well, a standard agencies, they compete amongst themselves. All right, so everybody's pretty much doing the same thing. If you're going to walk into a facility, you're going to say the same thing everyone else is saying, and a lot of times your referral partners, the social workers, the nurses, the administrators, once in a while you're going to get one that's going to call you on that. They're just going to flat out tell you, hey, listen, this is great, but you and everybody else does this. Okay, so how do you answer that question that we all need the right response to? And that is, why should I refer to you? If you're walking in trying to garner referrals from one of these facilities, how are you going to get that? How are you going to make that happen? And what's really the end game here? Are you going to come in being that run of the mill agency, or are you going to come in and you're going to really stand out and be that premium agency? So, my suggestion is always try to be the premium agency. A lot of pushback that I get, and this is something that I hear from time to time, it's that I'm sorry, I'm just sharing this video a few places. Yeah, those of you that are joining us, and or that you're watching the replay, share this. Let other people, benefit from what you are learning here. Don't keep it all to yourself. Sharing is caring. So that is where we are right now. So let's take a look. All right. So how do you become a premium brand? Well, number one, what defines a premium service? It has to do, it's not so much your price, even though premium obviously means you can charge a bigger price. You can get more with the same amount of resources. And that's part of scaling your business. And we'll talk about that on another live training. But what we're looking at right now is becoming that premier. All right. So what does everybody do? Everybody provides hourly services. Most agencies, especially the big box franchises, they push, we have a nurse on staff, and state regulations require that from time to time. Or we all use highly trained caregivers. We have 24-hour access. Look, all that's great. Okay, it is. It's fantastic because everyone else does it. But how do you stand out? So how you stand out is by coming in and offering more. All right. So how do you provide more value for your client? And this is also how you increase your pricing. Okay. You come in and you offer transportation services. You offer custom packages. If no one else is offering live-in service, you create that in your community. You come in, you offer um, high touch quality assurance packages. So what does that mean for you? A high touch quality assurance package is added communication with the client. Go out of your way, pick up the phone, talk to your client when the caregiver is not on duty. Talk to your caregiver when the client is not around. This way you can get a better understanding as to what everybody's needs are, what's working, what's not working, and we can start figuring out how we're going to put this all together. It's, this, you're going to randomly pop in and look at your client's home. You're going to go out of your way, offer discharge packaging, come in and, do more than just home care, be that senior concierge service for a price. It all comes down to this. Don't just say that we have better trained caregivers. Have better trained caregivers. Okay. Essentially, offer this extra level of training. Have your caregivers certified. You know, you have standard caregivers. You have caregivers that can achieve different certifications, such as CDP, a certified dementia practitioner. That will give you a leg up. Become that specialist. You have music therapy for Alzheimer's. That's a different certification that you have. If permissible in your state, please mind your regulations. Um, you can offer CNAs as opposed to home health aides. If home health aid is certification, offer them. Personal care aides. Bring your service from here to up here. Make sure that your on-call package that you're offering isn't just a voicemail on your cell phone because you don't feel like waking up at 2 o'clock in the morning when the caregiver goes to call out, that you don't feel like answering that intake at 10 o'clock at night. Make sure you're a step above everyone else. Actually have life office staff on call. One of the things that with agencies before I went into consulting or into the franchising world, one of the things that the agencies that I've worked for or worked with in the past that have been the most successful is the ability to walk into a referral partner and say to them, hey, listen, we really do high touch service. We are a premium brand. We take this very seriously. One of the ways we do this is by providing 24-hour live office on call. If you don't believe me, try me out. Call the office number or call the on-call number at 2 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday. They won't be happy, but somebody will be picking up the phone. That higher level of service, that accessibility comes into play. Having the high touch, multiple visit quality assurance program increases your ability to charge more. If everyone else in your market is charging $26, $27, $28 an hour, you can charge $35 to $40. I have clients right now that are currently doing this. They have in place these high touch systems that increases their value. And people, you have to remember something. People, they will buy with their emotions. If you can make them believe that you are providing so much more, and they like you, they know you, they like you, they trust you, and then they will justify that purchase with logic. Now they will understand that it's not just you wanting to charge more, you really are going beyond what your competitors are doing by putting in place these high touch programs. Okay, that's the difference between your average client and that white glove client. Everyone else is offering A and you're offering A plus B plus C. And that's how you become a premium brand. And that is the key difference between a standard competitor and a premium service. So what are the benefits of becoming a premium service? Number one, I've already mentioned a few times, you get higher quality clients, people that are not afraid to pay what needs to be paid. You will in turn be able to get higher quality caregivers. There is a big difference between having somebody come in and you tell them, listen, we have quality trained caregivers, versus being able to come in and say, we have the highest paid caregivers because we have the highest standard. We don't take just any caregiver walking in, and we compensate accordingly. And this is part of why we charge what we charge. I have worked with clients where we've implemented a very high-end service where we were actively recruiting LPNs and nursing students that went and got themselves certified to be home health aides. And we were able to do this, even though that these much higher quality, much higher trained caregivers, nursing students, college students, business majors, things of this nature, because we were paying $25 per hour. Okay, as a caregiver, that's a lot. Now, the expectation of work, the quality of work, the expectation of punctuality, everyone's showing up in uniform, properly attired, well groomed, and to be able to perform other services for the clients, such as pharmacy pickup, assistance with email, technology assistance. All of this became valuable to the client. And how do you pay $25 an hour to a caregiver? Well, you charge $50 or $60 to the client. And believe me, for every price point, there is someone willing to pay it, especially those people who recognize the worth of what you are providing. It's just a matter of how you present it and how you sell it, and the amount of value that you are providing for that. Excuse my voice. I don't know what's going on. I think it's the weather. So that is our question for the day. Are you a premium service, or are you a standard competitor? Now that we've defined it for you, answer us in the comments below. Where are you? And if you are a premium service, what are you doing that makes people comfortable paying the higher price? And what are you doing to provide that higher level of value that others are not? Thanks for watching. Until next time.